Well, what made me stick with the charter school was I right away noticed that the children didn't, the conflicts were handled well. There weren't physical fights. And so I noticed that the first year, and I talked to other teachers that worked in the public school system, and they thought that was amazing. So I just assumed it was a normal thing since it was so early in my career, but I was, it was made clear to me by other teaching cohorts around the city that children not fighting was a big deal. And that's something I've always enjoyed and appreciated here where I work here at Prairie.
There are a lot of things that make distinctive schools unique. When I first got the job, I was really impressed that it's a college prep school, so it really pushes the kids. Like when I was a kid, I didn't learn half the stuff I have to learn, like teach my kids now. I had to reteach myself, so it was really pushing them. Like things I'm teaching my fourth graders is stuff that I learned in high school. So I think that's just really unique, and it's really preparing them for college. And we really want, that's our big goal, is that we want them to go to college. We're not just saying, oh, you're going to go to high school and that's all. Like we really want to push them for the college goal. And just really, that we can kind of make our own curriculum, and it's not like we're set to a certain mold. Like we can kind of do our own thing, which is nice.
I actually just graduated college last summer, so this was my very first teaching job, and I was very excited working in a charter school because we're allowed so much freedom with our curriculum and all of that stuff. So I was very excited, but I was also a little nervous because I didn't know what to expect, and everyone here has just made it so welcoming, and I've never felt like I wasn't supported. And if I had a question, I always had someone I could go to, whether it was a administrative person or another teacher. It was really, really nice and welcoming, so I was really appreciative of that.
This is my first year working at a charter school, and I know there's a huge difference because last year I worked at a public school, so the freedom with curriculum and the support that is given is wonderful with Distinctive Schools. The network is so big and there's so many people that you can bounce ideas off of and get the support all the time, no matter when you need it. So that's wonderful.
What makes Distinctive Schools unique in comparison to other charter schools that I've worked at is the amount of professional development that's provided for the teachers. We're provided weekly with professional developments that go towards a number of different areas and help support us in the classroom and with everything else in the field of education. So I'm very, very happy with the amount of professional development that we have received as teachers.
I think that the greatest asset of having an alternative to the regular school district is having our school, which is a charter school. And the main reason that I feel that is because we go for a longer day and we actually go for a longer school year, which gives the students more opportunities for learning and more time in the classroom and with the teachers. We are not held to the same curriculum restraints, which I think is awesome. And the fact that we partner very heavily with the community as well as parents is also a great asset that I think that you would find would be a little bit different with a regular school district.
This year we had several students who came in who weren't quite comfortable here at CICS Patriots, and being that the change came, it was such a dramatic change on the students that we had a lot of uncomfortable students, and we had behavior issues with those students. And one particular student in particular, I didn't think that he was going to make it. I didn't think that he would last here, but he's still here and his behavior has changed dramatically. And I think one of the greatest causes of his behavior changing in that matter is the relationship that we develop through the months here at the school. Try to talk to him, bring him out, talk to him, show him that we are concerned about his behavior and show him that we care about him. And that plays a big piece here, and that's what we're all about. Not only making sure that the kids are doing well academically or being behavior-wise, but we want to make sure that we develop that relationship with the kids, and I think that's what played a big part in the change of his behavior and his success at the end of the year.
Having student taught at a number of schools and been a part of a number of schools, many people in my family being teachers, getting to see the way other schools work, there's a number of things that I found that make Distinctive Schools so unique. The biggest and most apparent, I think, is that they genuinely put students and children first in all situations. I think that so many schools get caught up being public schools in a lot of the areas in which they're set in their ways, and I believe that Distinctive is one of the few schools out there who will put students first in all situations and are willing to try new things. This was my first year as a teacher, and from day one, the day that I got hired, the day I signed my contract, walking into the Distinctive offices, I was greeted by nothing but the warmest, friendliest people who I think I've ever met. It was definitely a struggle, not only being a first-year teacher, but in a drastically different area than I grew up in, getting to know the community, and there were many late nights spent by the administration of the school, many late nights spent figuring things out, but I have felt the full weight and full strength of every single person in this school to help me succeed, and I think that through that, it's been an extremely successful year.
I've been working with Distinctive Schools for 2 years now, and I actually really enjoy working with Distinctive Schools. I find that they recognize teachers on a regular basis, which is always good. And they're very supportive, open to listening to suggestions and feedback that's actually always encouraged. So I really enjoy it.
Another thing that's been great about Distinctive Schools is there are so many leadership positions in place for certain subjects or certain needs that we would have. So, you know, there's someone to ask a question to whenever I need it. And they're always in and out of our buildings. It's very easy to just email someone and say, hey, what day of the week are you going to be in our building? I have a few questions for you. I want to bounce some ideas off of you. So that's been a great thing, and I feel like I've really utilized that, and they're all very approachable.
Distinctive is really unique because it's like a family atmosphere, and even though we have 5 different campuses, we kind of feel like one big family, and it feels good to know that Joey knows my first name. And that's just an amazing feeling to know that the head of the school knows personally who you are and what your strengths are and what you teach. And so that's just powerful to me.
When I started here at Prairie 7 years ago, it was under a different management company, and I was kind of just put into my classroom, wasn't given any information about, for instance, like how we use the NWEA test in which to gauge student growth. All I was told was, go have these kids take a test, okay? I wasn't, shown how to analyze the data or anything like that. And just the difference now with Distinctive is that our team leaders are constantly, checking in with us and showing us how to use different modes of analysis for the students and how to understand whether it's DIBELS or NWEA and the different pathways that we use in order to help our teaching. Our team leaders and our director as well, they're in our rooms all the time, just whether it's co-teaching or observing, and it's in a very non-threatening way where it's just letting us know that they're just here to assist us, and it's not we're going to lose our job if they pop in our room to do an observation. So it's just set up in a very positive and supportive framework.
Distinctive Schools really gives the support that a teacher needs to be successful. They're willing to try new things. They're willing to support you in any way that you might feel you need to be supported. The amount of collaboration that goes on, the programs, the innovations are really second to none.
For more information, please call 312-332-4998 or visit us on the web at distinctiveschools.org.